everyone, and happy Pride Month. Yes, I know, we're almost in the middle of July, and Pride Month is over for most people, but not for me. I think every month of the year should be Pride Month. I think we should always be celebrating people's diversity and differences. I'm Kendra with Therapy for All, here to share some therapy tips on voice therapy, specifically for transgender people. If you're transgender and trying to get your voice to sound more masculine or more effeminate, I have tips for you. They can also be used for heterosexual people who are often mistaken as men or as women. If we think of Prince and Michael Jackson, those are two men who have very high-pitched voices. If we think of Lauren Bacall and Kathleen Turner, those are women who had more masculine voices. My ex-grandmother-in-law had a very masculine voice, so much so that everywhere she went, people used to call her Sir, which she hated. So the first tip that I want to share with you is speaking style. So when women speak, we tend to have more eye contact and we tend to have more facial expressions. Our voices tend to be more lilting, and we tend to enunciate our words more clearly. As women, we tend to use more gestures, and we tend to give the listener of our conversation more feedback. So whatever it is that we're talking about, we tend to give them head nods or smiles or words of affirmation. Oh, I know. Oh, that's just awful. Oh my gosh, I had the same thing happen to me. That's terrible. Or, oh, I wish I could help with that situation. Men, when they're talking, tend to have more of a masked face, not giving any expression at all. And men tend to give very little feedback to their communicative partner. No head nods, very little verbal feedback that the communicative partner has been understood or heard, or their message has been received. Men, when they're talking, tend to have a wide stance in their body. Their legs are farther apart, their arms are more stretched out, they're taking up space. This conveys a message of confidence and dominance. Women tend to try to be smaller. Maybe they have their arms crossed, maybe they have their legs crossed. Women want to shrink themselves in a conversation, and men typically want to expand themselves when they're in a conversation, whether that be with one person or a group of people. Women are more comfortable talking head on, looking at someone's face, whereas men are more comfortable shoulder to shoulder, almost like from a side angle. When we sit in a chair, women tend to sit more forward in the chair, maybe even crossing and uncrossing our legs, whereas men tend to sit farther back in a chair with a wider leg stance. Even the way we walk conveys our sexuality. Men tend to walk with a wider, more narrow gait, swinging their arms from their shoulders. Whereas we all know how women walk from the runway, we tend to sort of sashay our hips because we have a wider pelvis than men do. Men tend to have a monotone pitch when they talk, so not a lot of variation in their voice, whereas women tend to have almost a lilting or rhythmic, like a cadence to their voice. This is something that I work on a lot with my patients, is getting your voice to vary in pitch. So if you're a man and you want people to recognize you as a woman, so when you talk on the phone or in person, one thing you can do is really vary your tone. Hi, how are you? And sort of carry that up at the end. It's so good to see you. Even if it's not a question, mark that sentence by having your voice go up at the end. That's a signal to your communicative partner that the manner in which you're speaking is feminine. Men, when they speak, tend to have less precise articulation. Good to see you. What's up? Meeting's in 10 minutes, right? So their words are not necessarily mushy, but less crisp and less precise. Whereas women tend to articulate their words more clearly, enunciating every sound that they say. So again, I always tell my patients that you can definitely work with a speech-language pathologist and change the pitch of your voice, working on talking up here, hello, how are you, good to see you. Or you can also work on lowering your voice. Yo, good to see you. Hey, how are you? But that's just using your voice up or down in pitch. There are many more subtle, non-verbal ways that we communicate, whether we're a man or a woman, by using all those tips and tricks that I just shared with you. And the most important thing to remember as you're going through this journey of trying to find your voice and have people recognize you for who you want to be is that it's really comes from in here, how you feel and how you identify. You want to portray that outward. There's always going to be people who view you in a certain way, and we really have very little control over how people view us. So I always tell my patients, try not to worry so much about what other people think about how you sound, but really focus on how you sound, because that's what's the most important. How you feel you sound and how confident you are in the way that you're speaking is what really matters most. And the most important thing of all is acceptance. Acceptance of yourself and acceptance of others, not just tolerance. So have fun, go out and practice your new communication style using your new voice and your new way of communicating. I always tell my patients that the best, easiest, most stress-free way of practicing this new style of communicating is using the telephone. There's a plethora of businesses you can call with a plethora of questions. It's not face-to-face. It's less intimidating. And if someone picks up the phone and you get scared or you're unsure, you can always hang up and start again. So again, go out, try these new skills, use the telephone, practice your new voice, and have fun being yourself. If you have any questions or comments or need help on your vocal journey, let me know. I'm here to help.